The other night at dinner, I met Olga, and I'm over here to review this exhibit by 3 Dutch artists. And Olga, I wonder if you could tell me about the name of your group.
Well, the name of the group is Wiolan. W from Willy, Ol from Olga, and N from Enko.
Oh, great. And how long have you been exhibiting together?
Well, it's actually the first time.
Oh.
For normally we organize the European art quilt shows, and we needed something in between, and we said, well, not collecting it from everywhere, we will show what we do ourselves.
Oh, great. So the first artist we're going to interview here is Willy, and you have a very interesting graphic style in your work. I wonder if you could tell me about this piece behind us.
Yes, thank you that you say that. Well, I'm working with graphic. I like lines, and in my work you see a lot of lines. And the work behind me is a base of wax, batik technique, and organza with transfer dye, and then stitch. I stitch a lot of my work.
So I was thinking this was a paint, but you're saying it's a transfer dye.
The transfer dye are the drawings, the lines.
Oh, okay.
Yes, and the colors you see on the pieces is the batik technique, with the wax.
So here's another 4-part quilt that I find so fascinating. It's about medical scans and x-rays, is that right?
Yes, it is a base of x-rays.
Oh, cool.
Yes.
And it's so interesting again to see medical images being translated into art quilts. And can you tell me about your inspiration for this piece and then some of the techniques that you've used here?
Yes, the inspiration is a book of learning the medical students, and there stands X-rays, and that is the base for this work. And the techniques I work with is screen printing and Angelina, film and flocks, and that bring together. For example, you can see it here. You can see the Angelina and the flocks on it, and also spun web with how do you call that?
Foil.
Foil. Yes.
So flocking. How is the flocking adhered or attached to the fabric?
With the screen prints.
Oh, okay.
Screen print and textile lime, textile what sticks. The
Adhesive,
yes,
perhaps?
Yes.
And then what you call the spun web, I think of as misty fuse.
Yes.
And then you've used a foil on top of this very, very interesting texture right here
yes.
from the misty fuse.
Yes, and so you have a heel soft color of the piece on this. Yes.
Very subtle, very beautiful.
And thank you.
Okay, so we're still talking about this 4-part quilt, but tell us about these very interesting and very graphic pieces behind you.
Okay, the X-rays that you see is the back, your back on this side.
So the vertebrae and the hip bone.
Yes,
okay.
Yes. And this piece are the feet. The feet, when you see so, and it is made of newspaper and Equil dye, and also with a lot of stitching. You have told the people that it must be feet. They don't see that. They think that is water.
I didn't see that at first either, and I think that's the beauty of it, is that it really pulls you in once you realize what it is.
Yes, I like to work on that way, to make the simple things out of this context, so that you have to look twice before you realize what you see.
Yes,
I think that is give you more to look to things.
Yes.
Yes.
And I'm also really loving the texture here that you've created. Again, with you call it spun web. I think we call it misty fuse.
Yes.
How did you create that dark texture?
Because when you have a lot of layers, you can make it darker. It is a very thin stuff, and so you can see it on this. This a layer of 5, and with the iron it flues together, and then you have the dark in it. And also this here is the foil for the glittering, for the shining.
Well, it's so unique, and I really appreciate you taking the time to tell us about your work. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.
You also. Thank you.